You know, when we think of Saturn, we picture the jewel of our solar system, right? This peaceful, golden giant with its beautiful halo of light. But what if all that beauty is just a trap? Let's dive into the terrifying reality of the solar system's most stunning and chaotic planet.
Okay, listen to this. That sound? That's not some spooky soundtrack we added. No, that is the actual radio emission of Saturn. It's the sound of a giant screaming into the void. And it's our very first clue that the peaceful image we all have in our heads is completely and utterly wrong.
So on the one hand, you have the serene jewel we think we know. But the reality? It's a violent colossus. A gas giant spinning so incredibly fast that it literally flattens itself into the shape of a pumpkin. It's a world of impossible storms, with a gravity so cruel, it wears the remains of its own moons as a crown.
So let's start right there with its most famous feature, that crown, a crown made of pure chaos.
From way back here on Earth, they look like these solid, perfect bands of light, don't they? Eternal, unchanging, a perfect, smooth halo. It's a beautiful lie.
Because trying to fly through those rings wouldn't be some gentle float. It would be like throwing yourself into a grinder. It's a chaotic blizzard of sharp ice and rock, with particles ranging from tiny grains of sand to the size of mountains, all orbiting at thousands of kilometers an hour. This massive field of shrapnel is 300,000 kilometers wide, but in some places it's only 10 meters thick. It's a razor blade slicing through the darkness.
So where did all this destruction even come from? How was a weapon like this forged?
The answer is simple, and it's brutal: a murder.
And this is the murder weapon. It's called the Roche limit. It's a point of no return. A long dead moon wandered just a little too close, and Saturn's gravity, it just ripped the crust from its core, shredding an entire world into trillions of icy fragments.
So those beautiful rings, they're not jewelry. They are the scattered remains of a dead world. When we look at Saturn, we're staring at a planetary graveyard.
And the chaos doesn't just stop at the rings. Oh no, it churns on the planet's surface in the form of storms that are, well, they're frankly impossible. At Saturn's North Pole, something is happening that just shouldn't be. Storms, whirlpools, galaxies, they all swirl. The laws of fluid dynamics dictate you get circles and spirals. But Saturn? Saturn has a perfect six-sided hexagon spinning at its pole. Nature isn't supposed to make straight lines like this, and yet, there it is.
The scale here is just staggering. This one single storm is wide enough to swallow 4 Earths whole.
And right at its heart, a massive vortex, a permanent hurricane, like a giant red unblinking eye. It has raged for centuries, a geometric scar that never, ever heals.
And it gets bigger. Every 30 years or so, a monster storm called the Great White Spot awakens, and it wraps itself around the entire planet. The lightning inside it is 10,000 times stronger than anything we've ever seen on Earth.
This planetary chaos, it isn't just self-contained. It's the creative and destructive force for an entire system. Saturn is the king of over 140 moons, and 2 of them are among the most bizarre worlds we have ever discovered.
First, there's Titan. At a glance, it looks startlingly like home. It's got a thick atmosphere, rivers, lakes, but it's a twisted reflection. The rivers and lakes are filled with liquid methane. It literally rains liquid natural gas. The massive dunes are made of static charged plastic. At minus 179 degrees Celsius, it's a world that mimics life with the ingredients of death.
But then you have Enceladus. This tiny moon is bleeding water into space from giant fractures they call tiger stripes. And beneath its icy shell, we've discovered a global ocean of warm, liquid salt water, and it contains organic molecules. All the ingredients for life could be there, swimming in the dark right now.
But you know, learning all these secrets, it came at a cost. It required a final, heroic sacrifice from our lone messenger to this chaotic world.
Back in 2017, the Cassini spacecraft was running out of fuel. So, to protect moons like Enceladus from any earthly contamination, NASA ordered it to dive straight into Saturn. It fought to keep its antenna pointed home, sending back data until the very end, before the heat and pressure tore it apart, making it a permanent part of the monster it studied for 13 years. But there is one final, shocking fact. For all their grandeur, those rings are not forever. In cosmic terms, they're actually disappearing.
That's right, Saturn's gravity is relentlessly devouring its own crown. The icy particles are raining down onto the planet. In about 100 million years, they will be completely gone.
So this is Saturn, not an eternal jewel, but a temporary masterpiece built from gravity and violence. A beautiful trap that lured us all the way across the solar system. So the next time you see that peaceful-looking planet in the sky, remember the chaos churning inside it. Remember that sometimes the most beautiful things in the universe are also the most deadly.